A Look at Seniors is underwritten with the generous support of Judson Meadows, caring for you, and respite stays available too. And The Mortgage Place offers low rates, a wide variety of programs, expert advice, and exceptional service. We can meet with you in person to tailor your mortgage.
I'm Tim Bartos, and I'm here at Judson Meadows, and I'm talking with Ruth about the importance of pet visits.
Pet visits are wonderful. It's one of the things that brings our residents the most joy. There's nothing like the unconditional love of a pet jumping up in someone's lap and bringing a smile to their face. It's fantastic.
And we love our pet visits and welcome them with open arms. Judson Meadows, an assisted living community, the art of aging well.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, as many of you know, we're always on the lookout for subjects and conversations that you, the community, are interested in, things you want to know more about. It could be informational, it could be entertaining, whatever it is. And boy, we got a good one. We're going to, for the next better part of 3 months, every week, we're going to be talking about seniors and their issues in our community. It's going to be called A Look at Seniors. And when we went hunting for a kind of person that we could bring in on a weekly basis to help us, someone with a really good knowledge base about this topic, we found Lois Celeste, who's the executive director of the Senior Center in Saratoga, or the Saratoga Senior Center, depending on which way you want to phrase it. So Lois, welcome.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you here. You've been the executive director at the Senior Center here in Saratoga for about 5 years. You said something very interesting to me when we first met, that you went in there looking at it like it might be a job or whatever, and pretty soon you realized that you fell in love with seniors. And I just love the way you said that. Tell me why.
Seniors are special. You know, they've lived life. They've lived a whole life. They know a whole lot more than you and I would know because we haven't been there yet. And wisdom is an amazing thing. So just having the ability to sit and talk to some of them, see what they're going through, what matters to them, what doesn't matter to them, what they've experienced. I find them very forgiving, very interesting, and pretty, as cranky as they can be some days, pretty non-judgmental though. And I just love my seniors.
Well, they're very lucky, by the way. So, and we're going to delve into a bunch of these topics. You should see the list, the agenda of the topics we're going to cover over the next couple of months. It's really quite impressive, and we're going in quite a bit of detail on this as well. The Senior Center has grown quite a bit in these 5 years. You mentioned, I think when you took it over, that you had fewer than 40, and now you'll see as many as like 150 a day, and the vibrancy really struck me. Tell me what it's like.
So it varies for everybody. It was in a bit of a slump when we took it over, and it's incredibly active. We have transformed the whole building, programs, everything there. It's a little bit different for each person. You know, some people may come and just spend the entire day there, have a cup of coffee, read the paper in the morning, take a class, have lunch, just socialize with the staff. Others will drop in, maybe take a class, a yoga class, or go into an art class, or go on a trip, or what have you. And so it's a little different for everybody what they're coming in for. We do dinners and educational presentations. We see all kinds of needs as well. So I think it is upbeat. It's fun. It's a tone we set 5 years ago, and it's a salvation for some of the seniors, and that's what we want it to be.
You always hear the phrase 60 is the new 40 and those kinds of things. If there is a common thread to all of this, I think it's being active. And being active at all the different levels that you're talking about. Could be a social interaction, could be educational, could be related to topics of concern like housing and finance and that, right? And when you see that with the population, what's the reaction?
Again, it all varies. It's different per person. But going back to like the first day I walked in there, I thought there's a lot of need. We need to address the need. And the senior centers, and there's a lot of senior centers all over, they're meant to be social organizations, keep people engaged, lowers depression, all that. But I think everybody that walks in the door is different. So whether somebody has a need for housing, or whether they are having issues, financial issues, or health issues, or, it changes with everyone. Transportation is a big one. we always try to be there as a resource. Can't solve every problem, but we do work with a lot of agencies, a lot of different senior centers in the area to try to make sure we're meeting their needs, whatever they are.
I've got you.
And having fun.
Now, you've mentioned that over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to be delving into health, we're going to be delving into finance, housing, transportation, sense of community, right? Social interaction.
Yeah.
I think that that's going to be very helpful, not only to the aging population, but the silvers, as we like to be called, but also their children, too, and the caregivers. Because, something that's interesting to our area is that people actually retire here. You think everybody's going down south. Well, they're not. They like the change of seasons, and a lot of times that has to do with being closer to family as well, right?
We see so many people moving here, or children calling. We had a couple stop in last week who said, I want to bring my mom up here. We've got to find senior housing. We've got to find activities for her. Then how do we get her transportation? She's got macular degeneration. She's not driving anymore.
Right.
And they just stopped in to see where to go, what to do. So whatever the situation is, whatever the scenario, whether they've lost so many people in their life, they don't have support systems anymore, whether their children have moved them here, whether Saratoga and Glens Falls area, it's a great place to retire to, whether they're just moving up here and retiring, they've got to meet new people, find resources, and find solutions and fun things to do.
Boy, I'm really looking forward to this. So every Tuesday, starting today and going on, we're going to be covering all of these topics. So, Lois, terrific. I can't wait to delve into this in all kinds of detail and bring special guests on to talk about some of these different topics. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Excited as well. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, LookTVonline.com.